the ABC network. That's a legacy business that has got to change. And the upside of that, for all of you that don't particularly care for this particular person,
not to impeach them.
Yeah.
What bribery scam?
Yes.
But I'm sorry. It's so different every day. I mean, they're either freaking out about Barbie or they're upset about, Budweiser beer and
just Bud Light.
Bud Light. Bud Light. Okay.
No, actually, she's wrong. And actually, everybody's upset about Budweiser in general. Sales of Budweiser, by the way, they have been falling. Not as much as Bud Light, which are down 30% in the last week, but Budweiser too, down about 8%. Anyway, the point is that woman that maybe you don't like so much. Guess what? She's not going to be there that long. Or if she is, she's going to make a whole lot less money. Because Bob Iger, very smartly, this is the new CEO of Disney. He came in because it was just a disaster with Bob Chapek, and they got really woke. And I'm not saying the other Bob Iger's not woke. He is, but I think he's also a businessman. And he's like, wait a second, we gotta like take stock here. So he sat down recently with this CNBC anchor and did this interview. I'll share it with you, and you can read between the lines, can you not?
Transformative work is dealing with businesses that are no-growth businesses and what to do about them, and particularly the linear business, which we are expansive in our thinking about, and we're going to look expansively.
Look expansively. I'm still here. If you can still hear me. That was just a little mechanical error. Doesn't happen sometimes. Anyway, he says we're going to look expansively. And when he says expansively, he says, you can, and the anchor comes back and says, wait, does that mean you're going to get rid of some of your legacy TV businesses? Are you going to get rid of ABC? And he said, well, I'll let you interpret what expansively means. Well, I'll just tell you right here, right now. Expansively means bye-bye, sayonara, see ya, Whoopi. That's what it means, really. And they would be smart to do that, because the business is changing so rapidly. I mean, here we are right now, and we're able to communicate directly together. It's kind of like a 3D universe where I can see what you're saying in real time, and and it's just going to get better, right, guys? Because like pretty soon, like Leslie, you'll be able to join us on the show, right? And Daryl, we'll be able to go straight to you, and you'll be able to voice your opinion. We'll all be able to do this together. Like, it is changing so incredibly. And you know what I love about it is that I feel like, and we'll talk about some of the Hunter stuff, and we'll talk about the Bidenomics stuff, and we're going to talk about a few other things, that Gadsden flag story. I've got an update for you. We'll talk about all that. But what I love about this and is that it is sort of this 3D environment, and we have the chance to actually really speak the truth. And as long as the platforms are willing to let us get out there, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure that you hit the bell too. As long as we're allowed to sort of get out there and meet and speak, etc., then guess what? They can't control the narrative anymore. That's sort of a subdivision, and we'll get to that in a second before I get through sort of what's going on from a business point of view. But I just say that as an American and as an individual, that is what I love, that we can all connect together. Yes, Leslie, I do know your opinion. Anyway, back to Disney. So shares are trading lower today. The market closed, and once again, you're seeing shares of Disney. Let me get the exact price right now. They are under pressure because this week they hit a 9-year low. A 9-year low, guys. All right? Like, this is $82.47 a share. That's the 9-year low. So if they can climb back from that, they're in business. People are getting a little bit more excited right now because there is talk of a breakup, and they love the idea of like selling off the parts, right? Because the parts may be worth more than the whole in this particular case. You've got very, very different businesses. You get the streaming business, you got the legacy media business, and you have the parks business. And the parks business, it's been slowing. We talked about that, right? Remember the big Pride, Mickey Pride thing, which, didn't necessarily resonate with lots and lots of families and didn't maybe win them the PR that they had thought that they were going to get. That's a problem. You have the reality that they keep upping ticket prices, right? Because you get inflation, but they're moving faster than inflation, and people's wages aren't even keeping up with inflation. So not as many people can afford the parks in this environment. And then you get those gigantically long lines. Oh my gosh. Like, you haven't lived until you've spent a day in a Disney line. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.